You are listening to your new Puppies podcast, starting you and your dog off on the right paw. Here's your host, Debbie Salento.
Hello and welcome to Your New Puppies podcast. I'm Debbie, and this is the second part of a 3-part series that I'm releasing over this week. So if you haven't listened to the first part, I recommend you do that. It should be the episode right before this one, and it'll explain everything that's happening. Otherwise, dive right on into phase 2 and enjoy. Hello and welcome back to the 3 phases to bringing your puppy home. If you need to rewatch or you missed phase 1, you'll be able to find it on the same page you're watching this video. But here, we're going to dive into phase 2. So in phase 1, we prepared for your puppy to come home. Well, now that day has arrived and we move into phase 2, settle in. So this is going to start the day you bring your puppy home, and it's going to last till about day 3. So this is a really exciting time. This is what we've been waiting for. But at the same time, it can be incredibly stressful, especially right before it happens. You're going to start to worry about what you have to do. What if something goes wrong? What am I supposed to focus on? It's probably why you're here. So, good news is I'm going to talk about exactly what you need to focus on and what you just don't need to worry about right now. And I think you're going to like it. So, big picture, in these first few days, you are going to let go of all expectations. You are not going to worry about things that happen or don't happen, or if your puppy isn't acting the way you expected them to. You're not going to get upset if your puppy isn't as affectionate or isn't as playful as you thought. Maybe they're going to sleep a whole lot, and maybe they won't eat. Maybe they won't poop for 2 days. You're not going to worry if they have an accident in their crate the first night. Some puppies are going to come and jump right in and be like, woohoo, you're my new family, let's go. Most typically are a little mellow and sleep even more than a normal puppy would. So during this time, you're going to have 2 goals. You're going to keep your puppy safe, and you're going to build trust. So with those 2 things in mind, there are only 3 things you're going to focus on. And that's going to be supervision, crate training, and potty training. So supervision is all about safety. This is where we're going to go back to keeping their world small and why we talked about it in phase 1, preparing for this. Because when I talk about supervision, I mean eyes on dog, not they're in the room with me while I'm watching TV or doing the dishes, or I can see them at the corner of my eye, or yeah, I can hear them. No, eyes on dog. And this is also why we are starting crate training right away. Because whenever we can't supervise them, they're going to hang out in their crate. And even if you've cleared your schedule, well, you still have to sleep, or at least try to sleep. And that does bring me to the first night where, yes, I think you should be using the crate from the first night. I would rather see you camp out with your dog in a sleeping bag in front of the crate than have them sleep in the bed with you or on the couch with you the first night. Because at any point, they can get down and get into trouble or have an accident. So for safety and potty training reasons, which we'll talk about in a second, I do think you should be using the crate from the first night. And then potty training is just simply a habit we want to start from day 1. And really right now, all we're doing is getting them outside as much as possible to avoid them having accidents. We're not worrying about their schedule or if there are accidents, we're just taking them out as much as possible. My potty training mantra is when in doubt, take your puppy out. And that's exactly what you're going to be doing during these first few days. Now, beyond that, we're going to be pretty much hands off. As long as your puppy is safe, we're going to allow them to do whatever's natural. If it's play with us, then we'll play with them. If they want to sleep, we're going to let them sleep. If they want to cuddle, we'll cuddle. If they don't want to cuddle, then we are not going to force ourselves on them. This is one of the few times I say everything is on your puppy's terms, because this is where we're going to build the trust. We're going to let them warm up to us and let them settle into this new world we just brought them into at their own pace and before we start any other training. Now, this also means you might have to go back to phase 1 and prepare the kids, because if the puppy doesn't really want to play and isn't as affectionate in these first few days, this can really upset the kids. And building this trust is even more important with them than it is for the adults. And they can get frustrated and force themselves on the puppy, and we do not want that. So you might have to prepare them for the fact that over the first few days, we might have to be hands off with the puppy. Now, if the puppy wants to play with the kids and they're happy doing it, of course, let them. So I did mention that this would be a great place to use the treats and toys. It'll give the kids a way to interact with the puppy without overwhelming them. And something else I teach, which might be very helpful for you, is the puppy's crate and the bed are do not disturb. So if the puppy's chilling in their crate, we do not disturb them. And it can create a nice rule and boundary for both the puppy and the kids and the parents to help the kids get through this time. So right around day 4, you're going to start to see your puppy's personality come out. You'll see they'll get a little bit more energy. They'll be a little bit more playful. They might even be a little rambunctious and defiant because now they're comfortable. Now they've warmed up. So that's why we now move in to phase 3, get to work. Okay, so that was phase 2, and the last phase will be released on Friday. I will see you there. As a reminder to watch the video versions of these trainings, you can go to playtimepause.com/prep. So that's playtimepause.com/PREP. Bye for now.